Hey there, you're looking kind of cute. Don't forget to subscribe and check out all my other socials. Enjoy. Time had passed since Mary's funeral, but his sadness still felt as strong as the day it began. He stepped out of the bedroom, his feet touching the cold wooden floor, a reminder of reality. The closet door was slightly open, showing a navy blue dress. It was the dress she wore for their last anniversary dinner. Other clothes, once colorful and full of life, now hung quietly, waiting for her to wear them again. He started his morning with a quiet, "Coffee first." In his gray pajamas, he walked downstairs into the large kitchen, now too big for one person. He moved through the routine, grind beans, add water, press the button. As the coffee machine made noise, his eyes went to her favorite mug, white with small painted violets. He reached for it, then stopped. Back upstairs, he found himself standing before the closet again. Her perfume bottles sat arranged on the dresser, crystal catching the light. He picked up the Chanel No. 5, her signature scent, and sprayed it into the air. The familiar fragrance transported him back, their first date, their wedding day, lazy Sunday mornings. His fingers brushed the navy dress. The fabric felt soft, expensive. Mary had always dressed well, taking pride in her appearance, even for grocery runs. He remembered how she'd spin in front of the mirror, asking if the hem was straight, if the color suited her. Without thinking, he pulled the dress from its hanger. The weight of it surprised him. He held it up to his body, looking in the full-length mirror. Something stirred in his memory, a distant echo from decades past. He was 14 again, home alone after school. His mother's bedroom door stood open, her things laid out for a party that evening. Curiosity had drawn him in. He'd touched her silk scarf, held up her pearls, even slipped his feet into her black pumps. The feeling had been electric, forbidden, thrilling. When he'd heard the garage door, he'd scrambled to put everything back, heart pounding. The memory faded. He hung the dress back carefully, but the feeling lingered. That old curiosity, buried under years of conventional life, marriage, career. Mary had been his everything. Now, in her absence, those long-suppressed feelings crept back. Days passed. Each morning, he found himself in front of that closet. He'd touch a blouse, examine a skirt, then retreat downstairs for breakfast. The house felt like a museum to their life together, her reading glasses still on the nightstand, her handwriting on the grocery list stuck to the fridge. One evening, after 2 glasses of wine, he made a decision. If wearing her clothes brought him closer to her memory, what harm could it do? The house was empty. No one would know. He started with preparation. In their ensuite bathroom, he ran hot water in the sink and found her pink razor. His hands trembled as he lathered shaving cream on his legs. The first stroke felt strange, watching dark hair wash away to reveal smooth skin beneath. He worked methodically, calves, thighs, repeating the process until both legs were completely smooth. His chest came next. Not much hair there, but he removed what existed. Then his arms, his underarms. He stopped at his face, studying his reflection. His beard had always been part of his identity, but tonight called for complete transformation. Fresh blade, careful strokes. His face emerged younger-looking, vulnerable. Back in the bedroom, he opened her dresser drawers. Everything lay folded precisely, the way she'd left it. He selected simple black panties and a matching bra. The panties slid on easily, silk against his newly smooth skin. The bra proved challenging. He fumbled with the clasps, finally managing to hook it. The cups hung empty, making him look ridiculous rather than feminine. In her closet, he found the solution. A drawer of shapewear and enhancements. She'd bought silicone inserts after her mastectomy, before the reconstruction. He positioned them carefully in the bra cups. Better. The navy dress came next. He stepped into it, pulling it up over his hips. The zipper stuck halfway. He sucked in his stomach, tugged harder. Finally, it closed. The dress fit surprisingly well, hitting just above his knees. The sleeves ended at his elbows, the neckline modest but flattering. Her vanity table held an arsenal of cosmetics. He sat on the small stool, feeling oversized and clumsy. Foundation first. He'd watched her apply it countless times. He squeezed beige liquid onto his fingers, spreading it across his face. Too much. He grabbed tissues, wiping away the excess, trying again. Eye makeup proved impossible. His hands shook, leaving black smudges instead of elegant lines. He cleaned it off, settled for just mascara on his lashes. Lipstick was easier. He chose her everyday shade, a muted rose. The color transformed his face, adding a feminine touch that surprised him. Standing before the full-length mirror, he barely recognized himself. The dress flattered his figure more than expected. His smooth face looked softer, almost pretty, but details betrayed him. His stance too wide, shoulders too rigid, hands too large. He attempted walking in her black flats. His gait felt wrong, heavy and masculine. He tried smaller steps, one foot in front of the other. Better, but still not right. Hours passed as he practiced, sitting with knees together, standing with hip cocked, gesturing with relaxed wrists. By midnight, exhaustion won. He carefully removed everything, hanging the dress back in its place, washing his face clean. But sleep wouldn't come. His mind raced with unexpected feelings, not just grief anymore, but something else. Recognition. As if he'd found a piece of himself he hadn't known was missing. The next day felt different. He moved through his routine, coffee, breakfast, emails, but his thoughts kept returning to the previous night. The smoothness of his shaved legs under his jeans, the ghost of lipstick on his mouth, the swish of fabric around his knees. Online research consumed his afternoon. He discovered a world he'd never known existed. Transformation salons, makeup tutorials specifically for masculine features, voice coaching, specialty boutiques. The information overwhelmed him. One site caught his attention, a discreet salon an hour away specializing in makeovers and coaching. Their website showed before and after photos that seemed impossible. Rough-looking men transformed into elegant women. Professional, safe, judgment-free. He stared at the booking page. His cursor hovered over available appointments. This felt like crossing a line. Last night had been private, contained within these walls. This would make it real. Mary's photo smiled at him from the mantel. What would she think? They'd shared everything for 23 years. But not this. He'd never told her about those teenage experiments, that persistent curiosity. Would she understand? Accept? Be hurt that he'd hidden this part of himself? Before doubt could win, he clicked. Appointment scheduled for Thursday, using only his initials. The confirmation email made his heart race. Thursday arrived too quickly. He dressed carefully in jeans and a plain gray t-shirt, nothing that would draw attention. The drive stretched endlessly, every mile increasing his anxiety. Twice he almost turned back. The salon occupied the second floor of a nondescript office building. No signs, just a suite number. He climbed the stairs slowly, each step requiring conscious effort. The door was unmarked, save for small brass numbers. Inside, soft music played. The waiting area looked like any upscale salon. Cream walls, modern furniture, fresh flowers. A woman with perfectly styled blonde hair greeted him from behind a sleek desk. She wore a tailored burgundy suit that emphasized her professional appearance. "You must be RJ," she said warmly. "I'm Patricia, first time?" He nodded, not trusting his voice. "Completely normal to be nervous. Why don't we start with a consultation? Follow me." She led him to a private room, more living room than salon. 2 comfortable chairs faced each other. She gestured for him to sit, settling across from him with a tablet. "Tell me what brings you here today." The words stuck in his throat. "My wife passed away 6 months ago." Patricia's expression softened. "I'm very sorry for your loss. The other night, I tried on one of her dresses." The admission felt like jumping off a cliff. "It wasn't the first time I'd thought about it. When I was younger, I experimented a little, but marriage, life, I pushed it aside. And now? Now I can't stop thinking about it, about who I might have been, who I might still be. Patricia nodded. Grief can unlock many things we've kept buried. There's no judgment here. What are you hoping to achieve today? I want to see, really see, if this is something real or just processing loss in a strange way. Let's find out together. First, some basics. Have you chosen a name for your feminine presentation? He hadn't considered this. No. Something to think about. Now, let's discuss your goals for today's session. They talked for an hour. Patricia explained the process. Professional shaving, makeup application, hairstyling, wardrobe consultation, movement coaching. She showed him photos of previous clients, their transformations remarkable. One important thing, Patricia said. This is your journey. We can go as far as you're comfortable, stop any time. Some clients just want to see themselves once, others become regulars, some eventually transition. There's no wrong answer. He signed consent forms, chose a package. Patricia led him to a preparation room where a technician waited. The young woman introduced herself as Diana, her own appearance flawless in a black smock and pearl earrings. Let's start with hair removal, Diana said professionally. Have you shaved recently? 2 nights ago. Good. We'll clean up any spots you missed, then shape your eyebrows. Lie back and relax. The process was meticulous. Diana worked with practiced efficiency, hot wax removing stray hairs, tweezers shaping his brows into feminine arches. She showed him proper shaving techniques for daily maintenance, recommended products for sensitive skin. Next came skincare. A gentle cleanser, toner, moisturizer. Diana explained each step, writing down product names. Male skin is thicker, oilier. You need different products than your wife might have used. The makeup session transformed him. Diana started with color matching, finding the perfect foundation shade. She used concealer to hide beard shadow, contouring to soften his jaw, highlighting to emphasize cheekbones. Watch in the mirror, she instructed. You'll want to practice this at home. Each step revealed someone new. Foundation created a smooth canvas. Eyeshadow in neutral browns made his eyes appear larger. Liner and mascara added definition. Blush brought life to his cheeks. Lipstick in deep rose completed the look. Now for hair, Diana announced. She brought out a selection of wigs on mannequin heads. Blonde, brunette, black, red, different lengths and styles. He reached immediately for one in rich auburn, shoulder length with soft waves. Excellent choice. This color will complement your skin tone beautifully. Diana fitted the wig carefully, adjusting elastic bands, blending the hairline with his own hair. She styled it with a curling iron, adding volume and movement. The auburn waves framed his face perfectly, softening every angle. Ready to see? Diana asked. She turned his chair toward the mirror. The person staring back was unrecognizable. An attractive woman in her 40s with auburn hair, refined features, elegant makeup. He raised a trembling hand to his cheek, watching the reflection copy the movement. "Oh my God," he whispered. "You look beautiful," Diana said simply. "How do you feel?" Beautiful. The word echoed in his mind. Not handsome, not good. Beautiful. Tears threatened, but he blinked them back, not wanting to ruin Diana's work. Patricia returned, carrying an armload of clothes. "Let's complete the look. I've selected items that will flatter your figure." They started with undergarments, a properly fitted bra with silicone forms, shapewear to create feminine curves, pantyhose in nude. Each piece felt like armor, protecting this new identity. Patricia held up several dresses. He chose a wrap style in emerald green, the color making his eyes pop. It fit perfectly, the wrapped waist creating an hourglass silhouette. Black pumps with modest heels completed the outfit. "Now for the challenging part," Patricia said. "Movement and voice. Follow me." The coaching room had mirrors on every wall. Patricia demonstrated feminine movement. Smaller steps, hips swaying naturally, arms held closer to the body. He mimicked her, feeling clumsy at first. "Relax your shoulders." "Yes, better. Now, sitting." She showed him how to smooth his skirt, cross his legs at the ankle, keep his knees together. Hand gestures came next, softer, more fluid, less space-consuming than masculine movements. Voice proved harder. Patricia taught him to speak from his throat rather than chest, raising his pitch without sounding fake. They practiced phrases, working on intonation and word choice. "It takes time," Patricia assured him. "Most clients need multiple sessions. You're doing remarkably well for a first-timer." By late afternoon, he'd learned more than seemed possible. How to apply makeup, how to walk in heels, how to sit, stand, gesture, how to modulate his voice. Patricia provided a bag of products, cosmetics matched to his skin, adhesive forms, specialty tape. "One last thing," she said. "You need a name." He thought of Mary, of honoring her memory. But this journey was his own. The name came suddenly, feeling right. "Rebecca," Patricia smiled. "Hello, Rebecca. How would you like to schedule your next appointment?" The drive home felt surreal. He kept checking the mirror, seeing Rebecca looking back. The auburn wig felt secure, the makeup still perfect despite hours of wear. Other drivers paid no attention, just another woman heading home from work. Inside his house, he moved differently. The heels clicked on hardwood, the dress swished around his legs. He caught his reflection in every surface, still amazed by the transformation. In the bedroom, he carefully removed each item. The wig went on a styrofoam head Patricia had sold him. The dress hung in the empty side of his closet, Rebecca's side now. He showered, washing away makeup, but not the feeling. That night, he dreamed in vivid color. Not nightmares or grief, but possibilities. Rebecca walking through a park, Rebecca at a restaurant, Rebecca living the life he'd denied himself for decades. Morning brought decisions. He dressed as usual, khakis, polo shirt, but the male clothes felt like costume now. At his computer, he ordered items from Patricia's recommended list. A basic wardrobe, shoes in his size, his own breast forms rather than borrowing Mary's. Days developed new rhythm. Mornings as himself, handling necessary tasks. Afternoons practicing as Rebecca. He'd transform completely, shaving, makeup, wig, clothes, then work on movement and voice. YouTube tutorials supplemented Patricia's training. The auburn wig became his signature. He learned to style it differently, straight for professional looks, curled for evening wear. The color felt right, neither copying Mary's dark brown nor trying to recapture his own youth. Rebecca deserved her own identity. His skills improved rapidly. Makeup application that once took 2 hours now took 30 minutes. He mastered walking in progressively higher heels. His voice found a comfortable feminine register that didn't strain his throat. 2 weeks later, he returned to the salon. Patricia beamed at his progress, refining techniques, adding advanced skills. They worked on nail care, selecting press-ons in modest pink. She taught him about fashion, what styles flattered his body, how to accessorize, building a versatile wardrobe. "You're a natural," Patricia observed. "Some clients take months to reach where you are." "I practice every day." "It shows. Have you been out as Rebecca yet?" "Just driving. I'm not ready for public." "When you are, start small. Grocery store at off-peak hours. Build confidence gradually." That evening, Rebecca stood before the mirror in a new outfit. Burgundy skirt, cream blouse, black cardigan. Conservative but feminine. Her auburn hair fell in soft waves, makeup enhanced rather than transformed. She looked like any professional woman running weekend errands. The garage door opener felt heavy in her manicured hand. This was the moment. Stay safe inside or venture into the world. She thought of Mary, always brave, always encouraging him to take risks. "Okay," Rebecca whispered. "Let's do this." The car started normally. Nothing caught fire. No alarm sounded. She backed out slowly, hyper-aware of everything. The skirt riding up slightly, the different angle in heels, the hair brushing her shoulders. The grocery store parking lot was nearly empty at 8 p.m. Perfect. She parked far from others, needing space to compose herself. Deep breaths, check makeup in visor mirror, smooth skirt, grab purse, a black leather bag Patricia had recommended. The automatic doors whooshed open. Fluorescent lights felt exposing, revealing, but the teenage cashier barely glanced up from his phone. Just another customer. Rebecca grabbed a cart, focusing on normal movements, down the produce aisle, selecting apples with feminine grace, past the bakery, ignoring her reflection in glass cases, through dairy, reaching for milk with a delicate hand. "Excuse me, ma'am?" Her heart stopped. An elderly man stood beside her, pointing at the top shelf. "Could you reach that yogurt for me? These old bones don't stretch like they used to." "Ma'am." He'd called her ma'am. Without thinking, Rebecca retrieved the yogurt, handing it over with a smile. "Thank you, dear," he said, shuffling away. Dear, ma'am. The words sang in her mind. She'd passed. Not just in a mirror or Patricia's safe space, but in the real world. The euphoria carried her through checkout, where the bored cashier processed her items without a second glance. Loading groceries in the car, she caught her reflection in the window. Just a woman in a parking lot. Nothing remarkable. Everything remarkable. At home, she put groceries away, still dressed as Rebecca. The simple domestic task felt different in a skirt and heels. More graceful, more intentional, more right. That night marked a turning point. Rebecca emerged more frequently, venturing further. The pharmacy for cosmetics, the bookstore for magazines. Each successful outing built confidence. She developed routines. Monday grocery shopping, Wednesday afternoon at the mall, Friday evening drives. Always as Rebecca now, the male clothes gathering dust. Even at home, she remained in feminine presentation. It felt natural, comfortable, like coming home to herself. Patricia noticed the change at their next appointment. "You're glowing. Tell me everything." Rebecca recounted her adventures, the grocery breakthrough, successful shopping trips, even a conversation with a saleswoman about shoe styles. Patricia listened with maternal pride. "You've found yourself," she observed. "The question now is what comes next." "What do you mean?" "Some clients are content with part-time expression. Others want more. Hormones, legal changes, full transition. Where do you see Rebecca in a year?" The question had haunted her lately. Each time she dressed in male clothes for unavoidable appointments, it felt wrong, like wearing a costume that no longer fit. But permanent change? That felt enormous. "I don't know," Rebecca admitted. "No rush. These things take time. But I have resources when you're ready. Therapists who specialize in gender identity, doctors who prescribe hormones, lawyers for name changes. The journey is yours to define." That evening, Rebecca sat at Mary's vanity, now her vanity. The auburn wig styled perfectly, makeup flawless. She looked at her hands, manicured nails in shell pink, Mary's wedding ring still on her left hand. Slowly, she slid the ring off. The indentation remained, 23 years of marriage leaving its mark. She held the ring up to the light, remembering their wedding day. Mary radiant in white lace, him nervous in a rented tux, youth believing love conquered everything. "I hope you understand," Rebecca whispered to the empty room. She moved the ring to her right hand, still honoring the marriage, the memories, the love, but acknowledging change too. Growth, becoming. In the jewelry box, she found Mary's rings, the engagement solitaire, the diamond anniversary band. Her hands trembled as she slid them onto her left ring finger. They fit perfectly, as if waiting for this moment. The mirror reflected a complete woman, auburn hair catching lamplight, green dress complementing her coloring, jewelry declaring her feminine identity, not playing dress-up anymore, not experimenting, being. Rebecca stood, smoothing her skirt automatically now. Tomorrow she'd tackle the bureaucracy, therapy appointments, legal consultations, medical research. Tonight, she simply existed as herself. The doorbell startled her. Nobody visited anymore, friends drifting away after the funeral. She peered through the peephole. Their neighbor, Janet, stood outside holding a casserole dish. Panic rose. Janet had known them for years. She'd recognize him instantly, see through the makeup and clothes. Rebecca's hand hesitated on the deadbolt, but hiding felt wrong. She'd come too far to retreat now. Taking a deep breath, she opened the door. "Hello, Janet." The older woman's eyes widened slightly, then softened with understanding. "Hello, I'm sorry, I was looking for... But you must be a relative? I'm so sorry, I heard about Mary. I brought food. I know how hard it is to cook when you're grieving." Rebecca accepted the dish with steady hands. "Thank you, that's very kind. I'm Janet, from next door. And you are?" A moment of truth, the last chance to deflect, make excuses, hide. "Rebecca, I'm living here now." "Well, Rebecca, if you need anything, I'm just next door. Losing someone is never easy. Mary was a wonderful woman." "Yes, she was." Janet squeezed her hand gently. "Take care of yourself, dear." The door closed. Rebecca leaned against it, casserole warm in her hands. Janet hadn't recognized her. Or had she? That final look suggested maybe she knew, but chose kindness over questions. Either way, Rebecca had introduced herself to the world. No taking it back now. No returning to who she'd been. The auburn-haired woman in the mirror was her truth now, and she wouldn't apologize for finding herself in grief's aftermath. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my other socials if you want more content, early access, behind the scenes, and more. All links down below.